Hi everybody, Alex Multiplier from Expert Forex, and in today's video we're going to look at some fantastic upgrades that have been made to the grid trend multiplier. The grid trend multiplier has been one of our most popular EAs and has been around for about 6 years. It has won numerous trading competitions. And the most recent one was earlier this year, where it generated over 300% return during the competition. Now, this is a preview of the upgrade. So in other words, the upgrade is not available right now. It'll take us a few days to do the user manuals, update the user manuals and those kind of things. So please be patient. It will be available early next week. I'm making this video on Saturday the 13th, so we're talking about 4 or 5 days. Anyway, so let's start looking at the new look grid trend multiplier. Now on your screen, firstly, you can see the information table looks completely different. The display is a lot easier to read, and this table, one of the biggest changes that I really like is the ability to fold it away. So you can now fold the table away, it's out of the way, and you can look at the chart as you like. And there it is back again. You can also fold any of these elements that are in the table away. So if you don't want to look at how your server's doing and all that type of thing, you just fold it away. If you don't want to look at market information or your account information and so on. So you can actually fold elements of the table away. So that's always been there, but I'm just reminding people that that is in fact the case. You can also make the table smaller or larger. So this display is a lot easier to work with. And as I said, the folding away ability is one that's been added that is really nice. So that's the first element that has been improved. Now the second one, which will be quite amazing to a lot of the multiplier traders, is we have added a forecasting tool. Now how this forecasting tool works is it will let you know in advance what your loss will be if the price suddenly shoots up, or whether if the price suddenly shoots down. So what you do, you click on this button over here, and it opens up a table that will tell you what the profitability is of your trading should the price move. And there you'll see there's a price element there, and I'm going to actually move this price element up, and you can see the table follows, and after 9 grid levels it tells you what the status is of the buys and sells. And here in the table it says the buys, you've made a profit of that, the sells, you've made a loss of that. Therefore if the price suddenly shoots up there, you will have an overall loss of that amount. And the opposite applies if you go downwards. If you go downwards, the same type of thing, and it will give you a reading of, okay, the sells are now making profit, the buys are making losses. That is what your loss will be at that particular point. It actually changes every single price level. There is a change. Now what this allows you to do is it allows you to see the risks that involved and where your trading range is compared to your stops, the stops that you are putting in, or the targets that you're putting in. The other thing that it shows you is you can do this tool with a whole number of open deals. So even if you have, let's say you have 10 open deals running at the moment, this table takes the open deal. So it will take the current profit and the loss into account, and then it will say, all right, well, let's look at what will happen if the price goes here. Let's see at what will happen if the price goes there. So it is a true forecasting tool that you can use before you start trading to put proper account stops and account targets in, or you can do it while you're trading. So while you've got open deals, you can have a look at how far must the price move to hit my target, how far must the price move to hit my stop. And this is a game changer in terms of grid trend multiplier trading, because such a tool has never existed. Now it will pre-calculate the amount of profit or loss you'll make given a particular price movement. Now in this case, I have a strategy of buying and selling at the same time, but obviously you can do the same thing if you had a strategy of only buying or only selling. And then you can test your various settings to see the effect of that strategy. So this is a major upgrade. I think traders will really enjoy this one. I in particular will enjoy it quite a lot. Now if you don't need it, you just fold it away and away it goes, and if you need it again, you activate it by pressing the forecasting tool selection in the information panel. So we've covered two improvements, the panel itself and then the forecasting tool. In the background, which you might not, which is a small adjustment, is that when you traded the grid trend multiplier, it was very important that your account was set for all history, because when March turns into April, the EA can often miss his trading history that it needs to do the calculations that apply in the actual EA. This was a manual requirement. You had to go and click on all history to make sure that the EA did that. And now that is no longer so. That element has been automated, so there's no manual adjustment required when you start trading the grid trend multiplier. A lot of people don't even realize about that one, but that has now been automated, and manual intervention is no longer required. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the settings that have changed. So I'll just go in there, look at the settings, and the first one is optimum restart minimum ticket. So the first new setting is an optimum restart setting. What that means is that should you have, for instance, 10 open buys and 10 open sells, and the price is right in the middle of those two, so you've got 10 above and 10 below, that is a situation where you've actually locked in a loss environment. So if the price goes down or the price goes up, you're not going to get out of a big loss environment, because as the price goes up, more of the negative trades gets open, and as the price goes down, more of the positive trades gets open. And that is in fact a good time to restart the grid. So that is what the optimum restart button is all about. So if you put in, for instance, like in my example, 10, if there are 10 above, 10 and below, it will then automatically restart the grid from scratch. You start with only 2 transactions. One of the settings that will help you manage your margin requirements and also the efficiency of the actual EA. Then the next one is the maximum gap between buy and sell transactions. Now I've mentioned this one in a previous video, but what that basically does is that if you don't want the gap between buys and sells to become very big, like having 5 buys and 1 sell when there is a sell trend, then that's the setting that you use. So if you only want the gap to be, let's say, 2, then you put in 2 there, and what will happen then is you have a choice of what will happen. So what we do is we say the maximum gap resolution, and you tell the EA what you want to do. Now, the first one there is trade with the trend only, and what that means is if there are let's say again in my example, let's say there are 4 buys and there's 1 sell, it will stop opening buy transactions. So it will only open sell transactions. That's what's meant by trade with the trend only. And that's the reason for that setting, is that you will end up only taking trades in the direction of the trend based on the difference between the buy and sell settings. Then there's another option, is to prune the highest losing trade. So the EA is asking you, what do you want me to do when there's a big gap between the number of open buys and open sells? And the other option is just to prune, in other words, close the transaction with the biggest loss. So that's another alternative that you have. So those are 2 changes. The one is the trade with a trend change, and then the other one is the prune the highest loss change. And then there's been a small change to the maximum open trades setting. You see there's a setting where it says a maximum number of open trades, and that will also result in the EA not opening any further trades. So that's how it resolves. So if you put 10 in there and there are 9 buys and 1 sell, it will not open any further trades. It will not open any new trades until the number of open trades go down below the maximum that you have set here. So that setting has always been there, but now it is now clarified to be a blocking setting. Now there are a lot of other settings in here, and I will make another video to go through each setting one by one to explain how you would use the setting as you trade the grid trend multiplier. This I'll do in a future video. Now I think you'll agree that the changes are absolutely fantastic. We do listen to our clients. We also watch the EA in action, and although this EA has been around for 6 years, we've had such a flow of new clients with new ideas that these are the ideas that have come through. We are continuously upgrading all of our EAs on this in this way. So you will see, for instance, this information block changing on your existing EAs, and you'll have the ability to fold it away and also display it in a much better way. Now we get a lot of questions. How do I know that there's been an upgrade? What happens is on your screen you will actually get a warning saying this EA has been upgraded. Please download the latest version from the EA Factory website. So there is a warning that comes out when that happens. Also, I do send out emails and even videos like this to let you know about upgraded EAs. So just watch your emails, watch your videos, and when you're trading, watch those warning signs that pop up that tell you that there is a more up-to-date version of your particular EA. Now, just a reminder again that this is just a preview of the upgrade. The actual upgrade will happen in a few days' time. From me, Alex Deploy, cheerio.